pay income monthly. What about dividends? Well, they don't have dividends because remember, dividends would be a pass through from like a mutual fund. Tranches is the French word for slice, right? And we give something a fancy French name, we can charge more for it. If both you and I put the same amount of money into a Ginnie Mae pool, our monthly check would look exactly like. Boring. So what we do in structured finance is then we buy the entire pool of mortgages. And then we carve it into various cascading cash flows called tranches, right? I always joke, right? You're not going to get much with snails with butter, but escargot and burr, now we're talking. I have a chef friend, his name's Spencer. I say, hey, Spencer, what's the difference between a casserole and a cassoulet? He's about $15, right? So that's what that is. Tranche means a slice. I want 2 tranches of pizza. That's what that means. Now it's a little more fun because we can allocate that interest rate risk. We don't have credit risk, but we do have interest rate risk, right? In my previous example, you and I had the same interest rate risk because we had the same priority in the mortgage pool. But now we can allocate it and say, hey, would you like less interest rate risk? How about a PAC, a plan amortization class, some of those earlier cash flows? Would you like to be a little more speculative on interest rates? How about a TAC, targeted amortization classes, those back-end cash flows? Important the client understand that they're actually buying a derivative security, that they're not buying proportion ownership in the mortgage pool. There's only 3 or 4 questions here, and the reason it's on your Series 7 because it's not a retail product. I saw a guy in structured finance say, hey, I just carved a mortgage pool into 80 tranches and everybody thinks they got the best tranche. And who do you think ends up with the least attractive tranche? Cascading cash flow. Joe Sixpack, retail investors. Institutional investors are capable of protecting their own assets. So that's why it's there. So we have to have a suitability statement. We have to explain to them that they're buying this derivative. And then the PACs have less risk because they have more predictability because it's the earlier cash flows. TACs have less. The tranches, I don't know if that was helpful. I do have a video on it. So put CMO into the search bar and a video will come up where I have it's in the Ginnie Mae lecture. And at the end of the Ginnie Mae lecture, then I carve up the mortgage pool and I show you how that works. Now, by the way, after we do what Ginnie Mae is, why not carve up credit card receivables, car loans, we carve up a lot of stuff. So that's what tranche is. It's a